I am a loser. I don't know that I'm getting lost. I couldn't find my way out of this trap zone, and I feel like I'm going nowhere. But a lot of people are doing better than me. Have you ever felt that way too? Yes, you have. And you are, maybe. So let me confess that, and I'm also feeling lost, and I couldn't figure out what should I do as my next step. Although I feel like I'm going so far enough, and the goals and the dreams I set for my life, it just a it's within my reach, but I couldn't find my own way in order to get there. I got you if you're feeling this way. So first of all, let me tell you that our brain is totally wired to think negatively first before thinking about positive things and positive attitudes. So first of all, what we have to do is we have to nurture compassion for ourselves first, because we done a lot of things, we achieved so much, but we couldn't acknowledge how much achievements we made, how much accomplishments we have, because we are thinking of our future too much. So we are placing our value of present moment onto the future. So we are constantly thinking like, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough like other people are doing. Because we are just seeing the big picture that they show us on social media post. But however, we never try to dive deeper into their daily lives as well. Because nobody's gonna show their bad habits, their bad behaviors, or their bad moments that they have been facing in their life too. So in order to nurture a compassion for ourselves first, what we have to do is, first of all, mindfulness is very, very important. So how can we be mindful of our life, our actions? So sometimes we may unconsciously think about our bad behaviors and bad mindset instead of appreciating how much good habits and good behaviors we possess. So as soon as you started thinking about your life and your actions in a negative way, trying to remind yourself that I am just an imperfect human being. I can make mistakes. I can do whatever I want. It may be wrong or correct, I don't know, because of there's nothing in your control when it comes to looking over the result. So the third one, never let your bad emotions influence over your day. Because if you're feeling like I'm getting lost, yeah, just let it happen. Just let it flow in your brain for maybe around 5 to 10 minutes, but you don't need to let that bad feelings and emotions influence on the course of the day. And you're thinking like, I am bad, I'm not good enough, I'm not doing enough, and then you started using social media, scrolling through other people reels, social media reels, and thinking like you're a loser. So trying to recognize every time that you think about other people or that you think about your life in a really bad and negative way, another time remind yourself, I am just an imperfect human being. And I am doing with my own pace. I shouldn't compare myself to the other people because they are also human beings like I am. That kind of gentle reminder can have you bring back those kind of bad emotions, shift towards the positive emotions. The second one is self-confidence. After nurturing self-compassion for yourself, try to acknowledge small wins in your life. You don't need to think about your big wins in your life because sometimes those kind of things cannot come to you very naturally if you're trying to think about positive things in your life, but small wins. Today, what have you done? For me, reading and journaling can give me a refreshing feeling. Even I am feeling very lost or very negative about my life and goals, but thinking about, oh, I read that book, or I read only 2 pages of that book, but I learned this and that. because after notes taking of everything, every bit I learned from those books makes me feel very energized, make me feel very inspired and motivated to do more other things. And then journaling. Journaling, I write only one page a day, but that journaling habit gives me a sense of consistency and give me a sense of self-respect after beating these feelings step by step. And I think about like, oh, yeah, I'm doing good things in my life, and these are my bad habits. Because of them, I learned this and that. So trying to take notes of everything you have learned in that day, and then trying to review that notes over and over again. Because of repetition is very important in order to remember something we learned. It also applies to our life as well. If you keep reviewing your small wins over time, you are starting to develop self-confidence. So at the time, you will not have a chance or a time to compare yourself to other people. That's what we really need. But that's what we lack in these days as well. Because of constant comparison due to social media posts. The second one, thinking of perfect ideas, perfect actions, perfect achievements by neglecting small wins we achieved or acknowledge our accomplishments in the past. So, if you're feeling like a loser right now, just grab a piece of paper and write down what have you learned today from just one post on social media, or from one page from the book, or from one podcast on YouTube channel. And then trying to think about what kind of things make you feel you're grateful in this world. If you're the person who cannot feel very mindful or who cannot feel very appreciated just thinking about nature, you can think about it. For example, listening to a good sound can really lift your emotions up. So that's a good thing that makes you feel good. And it's also creating and nurturing self-compassion as well, because we are realizing about our life emotions and feelings, but we're not neglecting or ignoring any of those feelings. But we are trying to acknowledge and appreciate each and every emotion we feel and let it flow like this without any suppression. And that's just what I have been doing in these days in order to make myself feel a bit better or a bit relieved after thinking of many, many negative things. Because if you think like your life is in a negative zone, why don't you just try to step out one step and think about positive things? I hope it helped. Thank you.